Okay, so get ready for a deep dive. We're going deep into a mystery that blends science and history and faith, the secrets hidden within the DNA of the ancient Israelites.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, and we're exploring, it's a YouTube video. It's titled El Misterio del Adán de los Antiguos Israelitas.
Ditchy.
That means the mystery of the DNA of the ancient Israelites.
Okay.
This video uses a fictional narrative, but it's interwoven with real biblical figures and events.
Sounds intriguing.
And they're exploring the idea of a unique genetic marker that's passed down through generations.
Okay, I'm listening. What's the marker? Who has it?
Well, that's what we're going to find out. Today, let's unpack some of the intriguing claims that are made in this video and see where fact and fiction might diverge.
Okay.
And just discover what this all might reveal about the intersection of, genetics and history and religious beliefs.
It's fascinating how this video kicks off.
Yeah.
It starts with a discovery that feels like something straight out of like an Indiana Jones film.
Oh, okay.
Deep in the Judean desert, a team of archaeologists, they uncover this hidden chamber.
Uh-huh.
And there's an inscription on it.
What does it say?
Only those with eyes to see will understand the purpose of the promise.
Ooh, yeah. Talk about a hook.
Right.
So what's inside this mysterious chamber?
Inside, they find a sealed chest.
Okay.
And in that chest, there's a codex. It's an ancient manuscript filled with fragmented stories, symbols.
Okay.
That link major figures from the Bible.
Like who?
Abraham, Jacob, Moses.
Okay, the big names.
The big names. The codex repeatedly uses this symbol. It's a circle with 12 stars.
I've seen that before. What does it mean?
We're not really sure yet. The text mentions a legacy passed down through bloodlines, like a secret pact.
Okay.
Involving something deeply embedded within the Israelites themselves.
So not just like a spiritual legacy, but something physical, genetic even.
Exactly. And to add another layer of mystery, there's this name, Eliel. And it's not found in traditional biblical texts. It seems to be connected to a hidden lineage.
A hidden lineage.
Yeah, branching off from the known Israelite tribes.
Okay, that's interesting. So what happens next?
Well, the discovery of this codex sparks a top-secret project.
Of course. A top-secret project. What's it called?
It's called Project Genesis, and they're bringing together scientists and theologians to analyze its claims and see if they hold any scientific weight.
So they're trying to prove scientifically a story that most people only associate with faith?
Exactly.
How does Project Genesis even begin to unravel this mystery? Where do they start?
So they start by analyzing DNA samples.
Okay, makes sense. DNA samples.
From ancient remains discovered throughout Israel and the surrounding regions.
So they're going way back.
Way back. And what they find is a unique genetic mutation that's consistently present in individuals.
Okay.
Dating back to the time of Abraham, all the way through to King David.
That is a significant period.
A significant period.
But is this mutation just a random variation, or does it serve like a specific function?
That's where things get even more intriguing.
Okay, tell me more.
This mutation doesn't appear to be naturally occurring. The video suggests that it's linked to enhanced cognitive and emotional functions.
Okay. Things
like empathy, resilience, and a predisposition toward faith and community. It's as if this mutation makes them different.
Could this be the sign mentioned in the Codex?
That's what the video is suggesting.
The marker that set the Israelites apart.
Exactly, proposing that this genetic marker was somehow introduced into Abraham's lineage as part of his covenant with God.
Hold on, we're talking about the covenant where God promises Abraham countless descendants, a land of their own, but a genetic marker is part of that.
That's what the video is proposing.
That sounds like something straight out of science fiction. How does the video even begin to explain that?
Well, it explores this idea. By focusing on the story of Abraham's transformation.
Okay.
Remember, his name was originally Abram, and it was changed to Abraham.
Right.
As part of the covenant.
Yeah, as part of the covenant.
This name change, alongside the symbolic blood ritual involved in the covenant ceremony, is presented as potentially symbolizing a deeper, more physical alteration.
Are you saying God essentially performed genetic engineering?
It's not explicitly stated, but that's the implication.
Right.
And remember that other ancient manuscript discovered alongside the Codex.
The one mentioning a mark bestowed upon Abraham during the covenant ceremony.
Exactly. The video uses that to bolster its theory.
So we're moving from a mysterious discovery to a potential scientific explanation for a pivotal biblical event. This is like a genetic detective story, and we're just getting started. So what happens next? What's next for Project Genesis?
Well, they turn their attention to Jacob.
Okay. Abraham's grandson.
Abraham's grandson. And what's remarkable is that his DNA analysis reveals not only the same marker from Abraham,
Okay.
but also additional variations
Additional variations? What do you mean?
that seem to correspond to each of his 12 sons, the founders of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Wait, are you saying Jacob's DNA contains distinct variations for each of his sons? That's mind-blowing. And how is that even possible?
It's a bold claim, and it definitely pushes the boundaries of our current understanding of genetics. But what's really fascinating is that these variations seem to align with the prophetic blessings Jacob bestowed upon each son, blessings that foretold their destinies and their unique characteristics.
You're saying there could be a genetic basis for the different traits and destinies of the 12 tribes?
That's what the video suggests.
Has the video found any evidence that these variations have been passed down through generations?
It proposes that traces of these variations can be found in modern populations worldwide,
Really?
implying a genetic link to the ancient Israelites, even after centuries of dispersion.
So we've got this genetic marker passed down from Abraham, variations for each of the 12 tribes, and potential traces in modern populations. Where does this genetic investigation lead us next?
You can't discuss the Israelites without mentioning Moses, right?
Of course not.
So the video shifts its focus to the iconic story of Moses receiving the 10 Commandments
On Mount Sinai.
on Mount Sinai. But with a twist, those tablets might have contained more than just moral laws.
Okay, I'm hooked. What else could be on those tablets?
Remember that fragment of a stone tablet we mentioned earlier?
The one that was found separately, yeah.
Yeah. The video is proposing that it could be a piece of one of the original 10 Commandments tablets. And here's the kicker. It displays markings resembling scientific formulas and, wait for it, genetic structures.
Wait, are you serious? Scientific formulas on the 10 Commandments tablets? That's a huge leap.
It is. But when the Project Genesis team analyzes these markings, they discover that they seem to correspond to the unique genetic sequences found in the ancient Israelite DNA. It's like the tablets contain a blueprint for safeguarding the lineage.
Hold on a second. Are you saying that the laws given on Sinai were meant to protect a divine genetic design?
The video presents it as a possibility.
That's a pretty radical interpretation.
It is.
Is there anything else that supports this theory?
There's an inscription on the fragment. It adds another layer of intrigue. It says, "Do not alter what has been sealed."
That's interesting. That really gets you thinking, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So far, we've explored a potential link between genetics and the covenants with Abraham and Jacob, and now a possible connection to the laws given to Moses. Where does this exploration of ancient Israelite DNA lead next?
Well, the video turns its attention to King David.
Okay, a pivotal figure.
A pivotal figure in the Israelite lineage. He's the one who establishes Jerusalem as the capital and received a promise of an eternal kingdom through his descendants.
The Davidic covenant.
The Davidic covenant.
A cornerstone of both Jewish and Christian theology.
It is. So what does David's DNA reveal?
Yeah, what does it reveal?
His analysis shows an additional variation of the genetic marker.
Another one, okay.
Yeah. And this one seems connected to leadership qualities,
Okay.
creativity, and emotional fortitude. It's as if this variation amplifies the traits associated with the original marker.
So he was what, like uniquely suited for his role as king?
You got it.
Are you saying that the Davidic covenant, the promise of an eternal kingdom, might also have a genetic component?
That's the possibility that the video is exploring.
Wow, now we're connecting this genetic marker not just to biblical figures, but to the concept of the Messiah. That's a lot to take in. But we've traced this genetic legacy from Abraham to Jacob to Moses to David. But what about the exile?
Yeah, what about it?
The Israelites were scattered,
Right.
intermingling with other populations. How could a genetic marker survive such upheaval?
That's a great question, and the video addresses it head on. It explores the possibility that religious and cultural traditions, particularly strict marriage laws, play a crucial role in preserving the genetic lineage, even through exile.
So it's not just about genetics, it's about cultural practices acting as a safeguard.
Exactly.
Interesting. Does it provide any examples?
It uses the example of the B'nai Manash,
Okay.
a community in India,
Okay.
claiming descent from the tribe of Manasseh.
It's tribe of Manasseh.
Analysis revealed that they possess the distinctive Jacob marker and other Israelite genetic variations, despite being separated from the main Israelite population for centuries.
This is a testament to the power of cultural identity and traditions, like to preserve a sense of lineage, even at the genetic level. It sounds like the preservation of this marker is as much about cultural resilience as it is about biology.
That's right.
So the exile, which initially seemed like a threat to this genetic lineage, might have inadvertently contributed to its wider spread.
That's one of the thought-provoking ideas that the video puts forward.
Okay.
It suggests that perhaps the scattering of the tribes had a purpose beyond punishment, to spread a spark of Jacob across the globe, so to speak.
I like that phrase, a spark of Jacob. So we're not just tracing a bloodline, we're talking about a legacy that might have a global impact. What examples does the video use to support this idea?
It highlights communities found in the Andes.
The Andes?
Yeah, the Andes.
Right.
Central Asia.
Okay.
And Ethiopia, all possessing genetic markers and cultural traditions that are reminiscent of ancient Israel. It even mentions an apocryphal text that describes a lost artifact. This lost artifact supposedly contains secrets for guiding the chosen people back to their place of origin, linking it to these genetic markers.
Wait, a lost artifact that can guide people back to their ancestral homeland?
That's the claim.
Based on their genetics. This is like something out of a movie. But we're talking about a YouTube video that blends fictional narrative with real historical and religious elements.
It does.
How do we know what to take literally and what to see as symbolic?
That's a crucial point. It's about engaging with the ideas presented without necessarily taking them as literal truth.
Right.
Instead, we can appreciate the exploration of these concepts and allow them to spark our curiosity.
Of course.
And lead to deeper reflection.
Absolutely. So we've traced this genetic legacy through exile and potential global dispersion. What happens next in this intricate story?
The video brings us back to the most pivotal figure in the Christian narrative, Jesus. It describes the analysis of genetic material purportedly belonging to Jesus, and it reveals an anomaly.
An anomaly.
An anomaly that cannot be explained by our current scientific understanding.
Hold on, are they suggesting that Jesus had unique DNA? How is that even possible?
The video connects this back to the idea of Jesus's conception by the Holy Spirit, proposing that this divine intervention might have left a tangible mark on his DNA, a seal, as an early Christian text describes it.
Okay, now we're venturing into some truly profound territory, the intersection of faith and science and the very nature of divinity. Does the video elaborate on what this anomaly in Jesus's DNA might be?
It mentions an early Christian text. It describes Jesus as the Son of Man in whom the fullness of God dwells bodily.
Okay.
And refers to the seal in his blood as an eternal testament. The video doesn't provide concrete scientific details, but it suggests that this seal could be a manifestation of his unique genetic makeup.
So we've gone from a mysterious discovery in the Judean desert to the possibility of a divine genetic legacy woven through the entire history of the Israelites, culminating in the unique DNA of Jesus. What happens next?
The video then takes us to the discovery of manuscripts.
Okay.
Attributed to Ezra the scribe.
Ezra the scribe. Okay.
These manuscripts contain a coded message.
A coded message.
A coded message. And this message leads to a hidden chamber.
Another hidden chamber.
Another hidden chamber. This one's in the Judean mountains.
What's inside this one?
The message speaks of a genetic key to unlock the testimony of the covenant, seemingly referring to these unique genetic markers we've been discussing.
Okay.
Inside the chamber are fragments of scrolls, a stone tablet, and a vial containing preserved blood.
Preserved blood.
Yeah, preserved blood that possesses the Israelite genetic mutations.
So Ezra, the scribe who helped restore the Jewish faith after the exile, left behind a hidden chamber with artifacts and genetic material that validate this whole story of the Israelite lineage.
That's what the video is suggesting.
Incredible. But what does this genetic key unlock?
Yeah, that's where the video delves into the implications of Jesus' sacrifice
Okay.
and the establishment of the new covenant.
Right, the new covenant. But how does that relate to genetics?
The video suggests that Jesus' sacrifice, the establishment of the new covenant, might have also impacted the physical realm.
Okay.
It describes the analysis of the blood from Ezra's chamber, revealing a component that activates in individuals displaying strong faith or spiritual practices.
Wait, are they saying that Jesus' sacrifice created a physical change in the blood of those who believe in him?
It's a thought-provoking idea.
It is.
And the video connects this back to passages in the New Testament, where the Apostle Paul speaks of a new creation in Christ.
Okay.
Suggesting that this new creation might extend beyond the spiritual realm.
This is getting more complex by the minute. So we've got a genetic legacy, a mysterious artifact, hidden chambers, and now the possibility that Jesus' sacrifice created a physical change in the blood of believers. Where does the video go from here?
The video culminates in a dramatic scene where descendants of the lost tribes gather in Jerusalem.
Okay.
They're drawn by an unexplained call that's somehow connected to their genetics. And during this gathering, something incredible happens.
I can't wait to hear this. What happens?
In the sky,
Okay.
a formation of lights appears,
Okay.
resembling the 12-pointed star from Ezra's manuscripts.
Okay. The one that's the one associated with the genetic key.
Exactly.
Wow. So the video suggests that this celestial event validates the gathering of the lost tribes, their connection to the genetic legacy, and the fulfillment of ancient prophecies.
Exactly. And there's an inscription found with Ezra's artifacts.
Another inscription. What does this one say?
It says, "The covenant is not just for one nation, but for all the families of the earth."
So the spark of Jacob isn't limited to the Israelites.
That's what the video suggests. It suggests that it's present in populations worldwide.
Hinting at a shared spiritual heritage for all humanity.
That's right.
This deep dive has really got me thinking about the interconnectedness of history, faith, and genetics. So where does all this leave us? What's the video's ultimate message?
Well, it's a fictional exploration,
Of course.
but I think the takeaway is that the story of the ancient Israelites and their unique genetic legacy might ultimately be a story about the interconnectedness of all humanity.
Okay.
And the potential for each of us to tap into a shared spiritual heritage.
That's a powerful thought. We've gone from a mysterious discovery in the Judean desert to the potential for a global spiritual awakening,
Yeah.
all linked through the DNA of the ancient Israelites. It's a lot to process, but one thing's for sure, this deep dive has definitely sparked my curiosity. What about you? What stands out to you so far?
For me, what's fascinating is how the video weaves together these threads of science, history, and faith. It's not presenting this as a definitive truth,
Right.
but as a thought experiment. It's prompting us to consider the possibilities, to delve deeper into these ancient stories, and to see if they might hold insights into our own lives and the world around us.
That's a great point. It's not about taking everything literally, but about engaging with these ideas in a way that expands our perspectives and encourages us to think outside the box.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it also raises some important questions about the very nature of identity.
Okay, such as?
Is it primarily determined by our genes, our culture, or perhaps something more?
Or something more.
How do these different factors interact to shape who we are and our place in the world?
Those are questions worth pondering. I'm curious to see how the video further explores these themes.
Me too.
And I wonder what other surprises might be in store for us as we continue to unpack this fascinating topic.
It'll be interesting to see where it goes.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive, and I'm sure there's much more to explore. We'll delve deeper into this intriguing narrative and its implications in our next segment.
Picking up where we left off the video, it goes deeper into the potential impact of this genetic marker.
Okay.
Starting with Abraham.
Okay.
We were talking about the connection between this marker and Abraham's covenant with God.
Right.
But how does the video actually portray that connection?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. It suggests a link between the genetic marker and the covenant.
Yeah.
But how?
It blends biblical narrative with fictional elements to suggest that the covenant wasn't just a spiritual agreement.
Okay.
It involved a physical transformation as well.
Okay.
Remember that the video highlights the moment when Abram's name changes to Abraham?
Right, and that symbolic blood ritual is part of the covenant ceremony.
Exactly. Building on that, the video suggests that the name change might symbolize a deeper, more physical change.
Okay.
It implies that God could have introduced the genetic marker into Abraham's lineage at that very moment.
Okay.
As a tangible sign of the covenant.
So it's proposing this genetic marker wasn't naturally inherited, but implanted as part of a divine pact.
That's the intriguing idea it's exploring.
Okay.
And if you recall, that ancient manuscript found alongside the codex, the one mentioning a mark bestowed upon Abraham
during the covenant ceremony.
During the covenant ceremony, the video uses that to support this theory.
It's weaving together biblical accounts, apocryphal texts, scientific concepts to create this intricate narrative. But does it offer any evidence beyond these ancient texts to explain how this genetic alteration could have occurred?
Not in a strictly scientific sense. The video focuses more on exploring the what if, the possibility that that divine intervention might have left a tangible mark on Abraham's lineage.
Okay.
It doesn't really delve into specific mechanisms for how such a genetic alteration might have happened.
So it leaves that part open to interpretation, focusing more on the symbolic and narrative implications.
Right.
What does this say about the effects of this marker on Abraham and his descendants?
The video links this marker to the Israelites' unique resilience and ability to withstand hardships. It suggests that the mutation might have influenced their physical and emotional strength, strength enabling them to endure challenges.
Like what?
Challenges like famine, slavery, and exile.
So it's not just about identity; it's about survival. This marker becomes a source of strength that helps them persevere.
The video emphasizes the emotional and cognitive aspects as well. It suggests that the mutation might have played a role in shaping their strong sense of community, their capacity for empathy, and their deep-rooted faith.
It's fascinating how it connects genetics to both physical and spiritual qualities. But is it suggesting that all Israelites throughout history carried this marker?
That's where the story gets even more complicated. The video acknowledges that centuries of exile and intermingling with other populations would inevitably lead to a degree of genetic mixing.
Right.
However, it proposes that certain core elements of this genetic legacy were preserved, passed down through specific lineages. Even in the face of these challenges.
So it's not about every single person having a pristine version of the marker, but specific variations and traces persisting through time.
Exactly, and the video uses the discovery of the B'nai Menashe
in India.
To illustrate this point. They claim descent from one of the lost tribes of Israel, and genetic analysis showed that they carried some of the distinctive Israelite markers.
Right. Their story, as presented in the video, highlights how even after centuries of separation, certain core elements of this genetic legacy can persist. It makes you wonder how many other groups might be out there carrying traces of this ancient lineage.
It really does, and the video takes this concept even further by suggesting that the scattering of the tribes might have served a greater purpose, to spread this spark of Jacob, as it calls it, to different parts of the world.
That's a thought-provoking idea. So exile wasn't just a punishment. It was a way of disseminating this unique legacy. It seems almost paradoxical.
It does.
That something intended to scatter and weaken a people might have actually strengthened their impact in the long run.
That's one of the interpretations the video explores. It uses examples of communities in the Andes.
The Andes again.
Central Asia and Ethiopia, all possessing genetic markers and cultural traditions that resonate with those of the ancient Israelites to back up this back up this idea.
So the video is connecting this genetic legacy to a much broader narrative of human history, hinting at connections that span continents and cultures. But let's go back to the science for a moment.
Oh.
Does the video offer any concrete explanations for how these genetic markers could have been preserved? I mean, across such vast distances and timescales?
It acknowledges the challenges of genetic mixing,
Sure,
but emphasizes the role of cultural practices,
okay,
especially strict marriage customs,
okay,
in maintaining a degree of genetic separation. It also points to the resilience of certain mutations, particularly that distinctive Jacob marker, which seems to have been passed down through generations with remarkable consistency.
It sounds like a combination of cultural practices acting as a buffer and the inherent resilience of specific genetic traits. But does it explain how these markers actually manifest themselves, like how they translate into the specific qualities and characteristics that the video attributes to the Israelites?
It focuses more on the symbolic and narrative connections rather than detailed scientific explanations. It doesn't really delve into the complex mechanisms of how genes express themselves or how specific mutations might influence behavioral traits.
So it's leaving that part to the realm of scientific speculation and focusing more on the broader implications and the mystery surrounding this genetic legacy.
Yes, and it's essential to remember that this video uses a fictional narrative to explore these ideas. It's not a scientific documentary presenting definitive proof.
That's a good reminder. It's about sparking our curiosity and inviting us to consider these connections, even if they challenge conventional thinking.
Exactly.
And I think we're ready for another challenge. Let's talk about the theological aspects of this genetic legacy, particularly when we consider the figure of Jesus in the Christian tradition. How does the video handle that?
The video tackles this head-on by suggesting that the analysis of genetic material purportedly belonging to Jesus reveals an anomaly.
Okay.
That defines scientific explanation.
So they're saying Jesus had unique DNA. How does the video explain that?
It links this back to the idea of Jesus's conception by the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
It proposes that this divine intervention might have left a tangible mark on his DNA, a seal, as an early Christian text describes it.
That's a bold claim. Are they suggesting that the seal is a scientific fact?
No, the video doesn't present it as proven scientific fact.
Okay.
It's more about exploring the intersection of faith and science, the idea that a spiritual event like the incarnation might have a physical genetic counterpart.
So it's using the narrative of Jesus's unique DNA to delve into deeper theological questions about his nature and the significance of his life and sacrifice.
Exactly, and it connects this back to the concept of the new covenant.
Right.
Remember, the video suggests that the blood found in Ezra's hidden chamber contains a component that activates in individuals displaying strong faith or spiritual practices.
Right. So it's proposing a link between faith, genetics, and the transformative power of Jesus' sacrifice.
Yes, and it uses this concept to explore the idea of a spiritual transformation that has physical implications. It cites biblical passages that speak of new creation in Christ, suggesting that this new creation might extend beyond the spiritual realm.
It's a thought-provoking concept, the idea that belief could somehow trigger a physical change at the genetic level. But does the video provide any scientific basis for this claim?
It doesn't delve into specific mechanisms or offer concrete scientific proof.
Okay.
It's more about presenting a hypothetical scenario.
Okay.
And inviting viewers to consider the possibilities.
So it's blurring the lines between science and faith.
It is.
Using scientific language to explore spiritual concepts. I'm wondering if this approach might be unsettling for some viewers,
Sure.
while others might find it deeply resonant.
That's a great point. It certainly challenges conventional ways of thinking about both science and faith.
Okay.
Some might see it as an attempt to reconcile two seemingly disparate realms, while others might view it as an overreach.
Absolutely. It challenges us to think about the limits of scientific inquiry, and to acknowledge that there might be mysteries beyond our current understanding. It also raises questions about the role of faith in a world increasingly dominated by scientific explanations.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that there are different ways of knowing and understanding the world.
Okay.
Sometimes those ways complement each other, and sometimes they seem to clash.
Right.
But the video encourages us to stay open to both perspectives.
And this brings us back to that final scene in the video, the gathering of the descendants of the lost tribes in Jerusalem.
Right.
It's a dramatic culmination of all these interwoven themes: genetics, prophecy, the scattering and return of the Israelites, and the promise of a shared spiritual heritage for all humanity.
Powerful image, especially with the celestial event that accompanies the gathering.
Yeah, what do you think is the significance of that event?
Well, the video presents it as a validation of the gathering, a sign from heaven that confirms the fulfillment of ancient prophecies.
Okay.
Remember, the lights in the sky form the shape of the 12-pointed star. 12-pointed star from Ezra's manuscripts.
The symbol associated with the genetic key.
Exactly. It's almost as if the heavens themselves are acknowledging this momentous event.
And there's that inscription found with Ezra's artifacts that states, "The covenant is not just for one nation, but for all the families of the earth." It suggests that this spark of Jacob isn't limited to the Israelites, but is present in all humanity.
That's a key takeaway here. The video uses the story of the Israelites and their DNA as a lens through which to explore broader themes of human interconnectedness, the power of faith, and the mysteries that lie at the intersection of science and spirituality.
It's been a fascinating journey, blending real historical and religious elements with fictional embellishments to create a truly thought-provoking narrative.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that even in a world increasingly dominated by science and technology, there's still room for mystery.
Okay.
For faith and for the possibility that there's more to our existence than meets the eye.
And it leaves us with a question.
Yeah, what is it?
What if there's a spark of Jacob within all of us, waiting to be discovered?
What a fantastic question to ponder. What do you think? What do you think, listener? Do you feel that spark within you?
This deep dive has taken us on a journey through history, genetics, and spirituality, challenging us to think about our place in the grand tapestry of human experience. And while the video we discuss uses a fictional narrative, it sparks some profound questions about our origins, our shared heritage, and the mysteries that still lie hidden within us.
It's a reminder that our exploration of the world is never truly finished.
Okay.
There are always new discoveries to be made, new connections to be forged, and new ways of understanding our place in the universe.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep seeking those sparks of connection that illuminate the human story. So we've been on quite a journey, exploring this video's claims about a unique genetic marker passed down through generations of Israelites, potentially influencing their destiny, and even spreading to other parts of the world. It's been a fascinating blend of science, history, and faith. But I'm curious, does the video offer any thoughts on the significance of this genetic legacy, like in the broader context of human history?
That's where the video's final act gets really interesting. It suggests that the scattering of the tribes wasn't random or simply a punishment.
Okay.
Instead, it proposes a more purposeful view, almost like a grand plan was unfolding.
So the exile wasn't just about displacement; it was about spreading something, like seeds scattered to take root in new lands.
Exactly. The video uses the metaphor of a spark of Jacob being spread throughout the world. Remember those communities in the Andes, Central Asia, Ethiopia.
Yeah, the ones with genetic markers and cultural traditions similar to those of the ancient Israelites.
The video suggests that this spark might have ignited something something unique in those places, influencing their development and contributing to human diversity.
It's a fascinating concept. It's like imagining a hidden network of connections spanning across time and continents, all stemming from this ancient genetic legacy. But if this spark represents something positive, why the exile in the first place? Why the scattering and the hardship?
That's a question the video leaves open to interpretation. Yeah. It doesn't offer a definitive answer, but it does hint at the idea that challenges and adversity can be transformative. Perhaps the exile, as difficult as it was necessary for this spark to spread and evolve in new and unexpected ways.
So the exile becomes a catalyst for growth and change, both for the Israelites and for humanity as a whole.
That's one way to look at it.
It's a thought-provoking way to reframe a historical event that's often seen as purely tragic. But does the video connect this back to the idea of the genetic marker and its purpose?
Yes.
Yeah.
It suggests that this spark of Jacob might represent the potential for certain qualities.
Okay, like what kind of qualities?
Empathy, resilience, a deep sense of community, to emerge and flourish in different cultures and contexts. Remember how the video linked the genetic marker to those traits? It's as if those qualities carried within the DNA of the Israelites were meant to be shared with the world.
It's a beautiful and hopeful message. It suggests that there's something inherent within us, regardless of our background or ancestry, that connects us to a greater purpose, a shared potential for good.
I agree. It speaks to the idea of a common human spirit, a spark of divinity that resides within each of us, waiting to be awakened. And the video seems to suggest that this awakening might be connected to recognizing and embracing our interconnectedness.
So is that just about not just about individual transformation? It's about recognizing the ways in which we're all part of something larger than ourselves. It's a message that resonates deeply, especially in a world that often feels divided and fragmented.
Absolutely. And the video doesn't shy away from the challenges of achieving this unity. It acknowledges the complexities of human history, the conflicts and divisions that have marked our journey.
Right, and it doesn't offer any easy solutions or simplistic answers.
Instead, it presents a vision of a future where those differences are not erased, but acknowledged and celebrated as part of our shared human tapestry. It's a vision that requires empathy, understanding, and a willingness to bridge those divides.
It's a vision that speaks to the power of hope, and the belief in our capacity for positive change. And
that brings us back to that powerful question that the video poses at the end. What if there's a spark of Jacob within all of us, waiting to be discovered?
What a profound question to leave us with. It challenges us to look within ourselves, to search for that spark of connection, and to consider how we might nurture and share it with the world.
It's a call to action, an invitation to participate in creating a future where those sparks can ignite a global awakening of compassion, understanding, and unity.
This deep dive has truly been a journey of discovery, a journey that's taken us through ancient history, cutting-edge science, and profound spiritual questions. And while the video we explored used a fictional narrative, it's ignited a flame of curiosity and reflection that I hope will continue to burn long after this episode ends.
It's been an honor to join you on this exploration.
To our listeners, thank you for diving deep with us today. We hope this exploration has sparked something within you as well. Remember, the search for connection, for meaning, for that spark of Jacob within each of us is an ongoing journey. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep seeking those moments of awe and wonder that remind us of the beauty and interconnectedness of all things. Until next time.